Okay, here is some layer mask review. I opened this image in Photoshop. I have a background layer that I want to unlock. I just double clicked it. To create a layer mask, I just want to click this button right here. And it opens up this new little thumbnail in my layer. It's white, it has these little corners, and that's how I know that the layer mask is active. If I click on the layer over here, it reactivates the actual photograph. So if I want to work in the layer mask, I want to make sure that I have the corners on the layer mask, this little white thumbnail. And again, to do that, you just click inside that square. And watch the color menu when I click back and forth. When I'm in the image, I'm in RGB mode. And when I'm on the thumbnail, I'm in grayscale mode. That's because layer masks and masks in general work with black and white or gray tones. To use a layer mask, you use a brush. So I want to grab a brush, and to activate and see my brushes, I want to be in the brush tool. So if right now I'm in the move tool, so they're grayed out. If I click on the brush, then you can see these brushes here. So I'm going to scroll down to find a brush that I like. I like using a round brush. If I click on this brush palette, there's two brush palettes basically. I like to make sure my hardness is right around 90 to 98%, something like that. I don't like it to be at 100 because it's too hard of an edge. Anything too soft just makes the edge too soft, basically. And I also want to make sure the spacing is all the way down to 1%. It normally comes as a default around 20%, and you end up with these little bumpy ridges on the side of the brush stroke. So bring that down to 1%. And if you've changed your brush, I like to click this button here to save the brush. That way, if you go on and move on and do something else, you can always go back to this brush presets menu or palette and find that brush that you just saved at the bottom here. Okay, so to use this mask, all you really have to do is start painting in this image, like so. Now it looks like I'm erasing, but I'm really just hiding in this, using the layer mask to hide those pixels. Right now my opacity was only set to 30%, so I want to bring that up to 100% if it's not already there. And then when I brush across this, you can see that it's erasing it completely. If I want to add back into this mask, so I want to replace those pixels or show them, reveal those pixels, I just change colors. So I go back to white and then paint it back. I can make my brush larger inside this palette here or here. So I'm replacing the pixels, painting with white. And if I want to hide pixels again, I can just click this little curved arrow, switch back to black, and then I can start hiding these pixels. It looks like I'm erasing them, but it's just temporary. This is non-destructive editing.